Yes, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today is a big one. I'm looking forward to this today and I'm wasting no time at all. We've got two high days back to back. So today, over 850 carb, over 5k calories, no cardio and reduced steps. Same again tomorrow. And then Sunday, it's reduced steps, no cardio, but back to normal food. But I'm a hungry boy at the moment. Get to the point now where I'm almost 9 weeks in and starting to get pretty hungry, especially on a rest day. God, rest days are getting tough, but it's all part of the process and I'm here for it. The struggle and the discomfort is part of the reward for me. It feels good to do something that's not easy, so I'm here for it. Without further ado, let's get into meal one. Now then, we have got standard breakfast. We've got 2 bagels, 2 eggs, 200 egg whites, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of pink salt for the hydration. And that is going to go down a treat because my typical rest day breakfast is eggs and egg whites, which is not really very filling. And then on a training day, I get half a bagel. What's half a bagel doing for you? It's keeping me in a deficit, but it's not keeping me very full. Calories and macros are right there. I'm going to eat this, get outside for some steps, and then I'll see you for meal number 2, which will be my pre-workout. Wait until you see this meal. We're up and out then. Clocking in some steps early doors. I don't know why, but whenever I start to get lean, my body clock is just on a mad one. I just wake up earlier and earlier and earlier. So when I first started my cut, I was getting up at around 7. A couple of weeks later, 6:15. A couple of weeks later, 5:30. Then it was 4:45. Then it was 4:30, and then it's been 4 recently, and then today it was 10 to 4. Now, it doesn't really matter to me, and I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love the feeling of getting loads of shit done by 7 a.m. It's such a good feeling. Like by 7 a.m, I will have done an hour of work, I will have done all my steps. Obviously, I've got no cardio today, and that's just such a sick feeling. That being said, I am sparko at about 9 p.m. which is quite funny, but I like it. I genuinely do. Like, if I didn't like it, I'd be making an effort to go to bed a little bit later and wake up a little bit later. I love getting up and out early. Like, it's nice and quiet. There's literally no one around, and there won't be anyone around for probably the entirety of my walk. Another little thing, I just enjoy walking around these country lanes, see the animals, little bit of nature. Like I said, it's very peaceful. I feel like this is literally the perfect way to start your day. Like, getting some sunlight in your eyes and movement wakes you up naturally due to cortisol spiking. But it's just nice that it's peaceful. It's very calm, very tranquil. I like that. Oh, I'm looking forward to today. Right, now you may be wondering, if you watched my last carb up video, why are you on 850 carb if the last carb up video was 650? So the last carb up was 650 grams over 3 days, and it didn't touch the sides. It did nothing. My body weight didn't budge at all, which indicates that I probably need a little bit more food. So 850 today, 850 tomorrow. Hopefully that should give us the result that we're after, which is to see probably a little bit of a rise in body weight, wash off a little bit of fatigue, and that leads us into next week, which will be the halfway point. Oh, getting nervous. I was nervous when I started, and I'm not nervous about competing. Like, I'm absolutely fine with that. It's just a lot's gone into this. It will have been almost 3 years by the time I step on stage of preparation, bulking, cutting. So there's a lot riding on it, and I'm a really competitive individual in anything. You could give me a card game, like if I'm playing, I want to win. And I'm aware that in bodybuilding, genetics do play a role. Now, that's not to say that someone with great genetics and a poor work ethic is going to beat someone with not so great genetics and a great work ethic, because I think that that could be the case. Like, someone who's not putting in the work but is genetically gifted could still lose to someone who's not as genetically gifted but is putting in the work. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, you just need to enjoy the journey, and I agree to some extent. And then you just need, on the day, you just need to show up for yourself, and it's a celebration of the work that you've put in. And yeah, I get that. I take that on board. But at the end of the day, I'll be competing against other fellas, competing for who's best. And the way that I'm wired, my nature, I am not there to take part, I tell you that for free. Whatever happens, happens. So far, I've not missed a beat. I've poured my heart and soul into this. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. But the plan of action for now is 3 shows. So first show is the 20th, and I've got another one a couple of weeks after, and then I've got another one a couple of weeks after. While the last show, I need to qualify for the last show. First show that I do, it's not a case of placing, it's if you look like you belong at the last show, which I know sounds a little bit silly, but if you qualify for the first show. Then you get entry to the third one. Coach says I should be all good for that. Shouldn't really have anything to worry about. My sort of plans for the moment are 3 shows within the space of a month. Excited. Now, aside from today, changes to me and my plan, there have been precisely 0, which is why I've been a little bit quiet on the uploads. I don't want to post a video for the sake of uploading. I want to post because there's been some changes or I can provide a little bit of value. So, I mean, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, like I would quite like to know about nutrition or what your training is like, let me know in the comments and I can get a video sorted for you. Back then. Meal number 2. I've got the first part of the meal wrapped up. Don't know if you can see that. Chicken and rice, a little bit of ketchup on there, a little sprinkle of salt. Now these are the stars of the show. Wait until you see these bad boys. We've got them chaps. So we have got 4, it's my dad's birthday today, that's why that stuff's there. 4 crumpets, 20 grams of honey, 20 grams of honey, 20 jam, 20 grams of dark chocolate. And then we've got 250 jasmine rice, 160 grams of raw chicken breast, a little bit of ketchup. Calories and macros are there. And I am gonna absolutely savor this meal. Oh, getting excited thinking about it.
Time for pull then, fellas. But before we head in for pull, I've got my next source of calories. We have got an intra-workout drink. Now, unless your training demands are really high or you're deep into an off-season, I wouldn't really say that an intra-workout is necessary, but if you have got extra calories to play with, it's always good to have a little top-up of carbs when you go for your training session. This is highly branched cyclic dextrin, aka just pure carbs. 50 grams of carbs. I'm not gonna lie, this flavour is not great. Doesn't do it for me, but it's not for the flavour, it's for the fuel. I'm eating for fuel, not for flavour. Although most of the meals that I eat are banging. Right, enough waffling. We're in for pull. First course of action, as always, got to warm up. So I've warmed up with bands, warmed my shoulders up because I've got a shoulder injury, I've got a winged scapula. Now, I'm gonna do 3 warm-up sets. First set is gonna be really light, 5 reps. Next one, 3 reps. And the last one is gonna be 1 rep in my working weight. And I'm ready to go in 9 reps. See loads of lads that will do a warm-up set and they'll spend 20, 30 reps and they'll rest in between each warm-up set, and it's so unnecessary. Like, you can dive straight into your warm-up sets with no rest. Save time, save energy. It can help you to have more productive working set. The right side is also my weakest, so I'm gonna start with that side first. That's me adequately warm in 9 reps. In literally 2 minutes. If you work a 9 to 5 or you work on site, you do not need to be wasting loads of time warming up. Get in, do what you need to, get into your working sets, get out. 2 sets on here, top set, back off set, as always. So first set is going to be 6 to 10, second set is 8 to 12. I'm going to put 64 on, nice controlled tempo, full range of motion. Take that all the way to failure. So, not the start that we wanted. I'm actually 1 rep down on that set. It's all good. Felt really nice. Good mind-muscle connection. Took it to failure. That's all I can do. So, back off set, I got 57 for 10. That's my chance for redemption. Whenever I'm chatting to clients about training, I say try and gamify your training, because that's what I do. I mean, I don't know, I'm just a lad that enjoys games, any sort of games. But with training, it's a case of turn it into a game. Try and beat your lifts every single set. This is why I love the top set, back off set structure, because it feels like every single set of every single session is a new chance for you to progress. Like, if you're going in and you're doing 3 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 12, every set is the same layout. I'm not gonna lie, like, to me, that's just boring and it's ineffective. So by doing top set, back off set, you've got that first set that is always the heaviest. That's where you're gonna be pushing your PBs and pushing your numbers, not ego lifting, maintaining good form. But then you're opting for more volume on the sets that precede that, which in my head makes it more enjoyable. And then again, in my head, it just means that you've got multiple chances to actually progress your lifts every single session. So gamify your training, fellas. Top set, back off set structure. If you don't know what that is, it's a reverse pyramid. So you start off at the top of the pyramid, heaviest weight, lowest rep range, so typically it will be between 6 and 10. If you're doing a second set, drop down the pyramid, so you would decrease the weight and then increase the volume, so do more reps. Set 2 might be 10 to 12. And then if you're doing a third set, same again, drop the weight, move down the pyramid, and then you would increase the volume again. Third set could be 12 to 15, it could be 15 to 20, depending on what exercise you're doing. And during my, it's almost a decade worth of training now, 10 years, absolutely nuts. I found that that's just given me the best results. And it's the same with the lads that I work with. Like, it's just a really effective and a fun way to train. 2 reps up with the right side, peeps. Happy days. Some redemption on exercise number 1. My left side is actually a little bit stronger than my right, so I should have no issues doing 12 with my left, but doing 12 with my right. Get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Horizontal row was a massive success, PE'd on every single set. Progressions on both sets. This is the last exercise I've got for back. It's a neutral grip pull down now. I have to be a little bit careful because when I'm doing external rotation, my shoulder sometimes gets a little bit janky and I have to stop. I'm going to go a little bit lighter than usual. I'm going to train to failure, but I'm just going to focus purely on execution, taking that all the way to failure. It's peak when you can't get a full stretch. I'm grabbing the bar here. I've still got a little bit I can go up. Went a little bit spicy on the first rep because I felt a little sensation in my shoulder and I can feel it now. That felt okay, so I'm going to drop the weight one, just focus on execution. I feel like a lot of lads will feel a little niggle or have an injury and then just use that as an excuse to completely sack the training off. And I get it, you don't want to aggravate it and make it any worse. You can always train around an injury. Unless it's completely debilitating, like you've broken both legs and both arms, there's always bits you can do. Even if you can't train a specific muscle group, you can always go in and do other bits. I've got a bulging disc in my lower back and a couple of years ago it was really bad and I wasn't able to do any hinges, I couldn't do leg press, no squats. I could still get a good upper body session. And so over that time, I just focused obviously more on upper body, recovery, rest, mealing my food, steps, cardio, just laid off the legs for a while whilst I was letting my lower back recover. It was all good. My back's sound now. Always train around it. Don't avoid it. One more set on here, and then it's time to smoke biceps. Bump covers off, fellas. Biceps to go. I did actually stop on that last set because of my shoulder. First set was okay. Like I said, that first rep was had a little bit of a glitch in there and I felt it, but the rest of the set was sound. But as soon as I grabbed that weight, I felt a little twinge, so I thought, to call it a day. I've trained my back pretty well. Biceps. So, first up for biceps, we've got a barbell curl, and then we've got facing away cable curl. So 2 sets on both, just to finish the session off, to get to it. I've noticed the last 2 times I've done this barbell curl, I think because I'm supinating so much, it's putting a lot of pressure on my forearm. And I have had this problem before where I've been doing biceps, and because I'm gripping the dumbbell, I don't know, it must be just because of how gravity is and the way that my grip is, sending some pain down my forearm. So I'm going to give that one a miss. I'm going to do easy bar curls, just give my grip a little bit more of a rest. Fingers crossed that should be all good. I feel like I'm 25, man. I should be indestructible. Right, attempt number 2. Still getting a little pain. It's not as bad. Last up then, boys. Facing away cable kill, targeting the long head. Focusing on keeping my arm behind the center line of my body. Stretch the long head. 2 sets, same dance. Right then, fellas. Session wrapped up. Great session. Carbs are going in for sure. Tammy's coming through. I'm happy. Your boy's happy. This is by far the best I've ever looked. Still need to work on my posing a little bit, but I mean, I'm incredibly lean. Obviously that's the goal, but I've got plenty of time left. I've got 10 weeks to go until my comp, first one. So it looks like I'm all on track. Lovely stuff. No cardio today, baby. So I'm gonna get home. It's time for my post-workout munch, which is another heavy meal. This is another god tier meal, chaps. We have got 4 crumpets, 80 grams of jam, and then we've got 200 grams of Cocoa Pops. Talk to me nice. And then to wash it down, just to make it even better, cheeky little money. Nothing else needs to be said. I'm absolutely starving. I'm salivating, and I'm ready to get this food down. You may be looking at this and you're thinking, God, like that's a lot of sugar. I know a lot of people are apprehensive about consuming lots of sugar, but if you're training hard and you're not obese, sugar is absolutely fine. Like it's a source of energy, form of carb, glucose. The sugar before my session, I will expend, I will use during my training session because I train hard to a high intensity. And then post-workout, it's just going to be shuttled straight back into the muscle to be stored as glycogen. Not going to be stored as body fat because I'm in a deficit. Yes, today and tomorrow I'm on a high day, but I'm depleted. I've been in a deficit for a while. I've been cutting. So my body is craving some extra fuel, and that's exactly what I'm giving it. Calories and macros are right there. Gonna eat this. And then it's workstations for the rest of the day. Training is done, no cardio, steps are done now. That's all there is to do. Work and eat. Living the dream. Before then, this, I'm not gonna lie, is more of a fat loss meal, a dieting meal. It's relatively low calorie in comparison to the others, but a tasty one, that's for sure. This is the sort of health meal of the day. And I've got myself a cheeky little Coke Zero Cherry Float Edition. If you've not tried it, try it. It's actually pretty decent. Don't think it's as good as the Gold Diet Coke or the Gold Coke Zero, whichever one it is. That Gold Coke Zero, it's insane. It's got no caffeine in. I usually have my diet drinks later on in the day. Obviously, I don't want any caffeine within, well, 8 hours of going to bed because it disrupts sleep. So I've been opting for the Gold one, and it is insane. It's unreal. That's one of the hidden benefits of dieting. You start to appreciate food a lot more. Like I feel like a large reason why regular dudes struggle to diet is because they're constantly dipping into takeaways, Mackies, Domino's, Chinese, all that sort of stuff. And it makes your healthy food taste bad because that sort of food, the Domino's, the takeaways, the ultra processed food, it's been engineered purely for taste. It's been engineered to taste as good as possible. And this stuff is to help you feel as good as possible. So although it still tastes nice, it's not been manufactured purely for the flavor factor, which just makes things a lot harder to stick to a diet. I'm a firm believer that abstinence is easier than flexibility. So it's a lot easier for you to just go cold turkey on the ultra processed foods because you enjoy your normal meals a lot more and you feel a lot better and you see better results. I'm aware that people do need flexibility. Flexibility comes at a cost, and that cost is results. And if you're already wildly out of shape or you're carrying a large amount of body fat, you shouldn't have any flexibility, I think. You need to earn your flexibility. Once you are in good shape, relatively lean, you've got a good routine, you know what you're doing to lose body fat and to actually keep it off, crack on. Have a Domino's once a week, or go out for some beers with the boys a couple of times a week, or go out for a bender once a week. But you need to earn that. Wallop. That is an aesthetic meal, if I do say so myself. So we've got some lettuce, we've got some pickled slaw, ketchup, mustard, chicken hiding under there, and then taters. Check those taters out. I'm sorry, you cannot tell me that that does not look like a nice meal to eat. Calories and macros are right up there. And I'm about to pop this can open. Listen to that bad boy. Gonna lie, this cherry float one, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but it does taste very synthetic. I'm not gonna lie. You can tell there's a lot of sweeteners in there, which is okay for now because my digestion is okay. But if my digestion starts to take a turn for the worst, this is not gonna be purchased from me anymore. Tell you that for free. Time to eat. And then it's time for the last meal, which I'm looking forward to a lot. Looking forward to all of them, but the last meal it's going to be a nice one. I've actually not had the quantity of the food that's in the next meal before in one sitting. Yeah, we're hitting PBs with the quantities of foods that we're consuming. In terms of how I actually feel, obviously I've eaten a lot of food, 3 meals, 3 pretty hefty meals. I feel sound. Like I'm not, to be honest, I'm not hungry at the moment. Like I can eat, but I'm not starving. Yesterday was the hardest day I've had yet for hunger. It was a rest day. I'm lean now. Well, I'm getting leaner, digging in a deficit. Hunger is sort of ramping up and it compounds as it tends to. But it's getting to the point now where it's starting to be pretty sort of prominent on a rest day. Rest days are tough. And then I'm napping a lot now. I'm napping every day, at least once. Usually after my training sessions. And then even yesterday I had a nap after I did my steps. That's the point that we're at, chaps. I'm a napper. Meal number 5 then, people, we've got this absolute monstrosity. I mentioned about not having consumed this quantity of this food. I've got 150 grams of oats. That might not look like a lot, but trust me, 150 grams of oats is a fairly hefty bowl. Peanut butter, 20 grams, 175 grams of frozen berries in there. And then I've also got 50 grams of protein. And yes, got a little baby spoon so that I eat slower because I am one to wolf down my food. And if you eat your food a little bit slower, it helps with digestion and it also helps you to feel a little bit fuller after the meal. Still starving, not gonna lie. I didn't think that this day of eating would keep me full. Like I've been in a deficit for 9 weeks, a pretty heavy deficit. I've lost a lot of weight, I've lost a lot of body fat. I mean, this is just part of the game. This is just part of stage prep. Being hungry pretty much all the time. You need to be hungry to get lean. That's exactly what I'm here to do. So, I'm gonna wrap up the video. Calories and macros are on the screen right there. Calories and macros for the whole day are on the screen right there. And that's going to wrap this video up. So if you've enjoyed it, drop me a like, drop me a comment with any questions you might have or any video ideas that you might have whilst I'm on prep. Do not forget to drop me a sub and I'll catch you in the next one.